He dropped the glass before I spoke a word. Red wine bled into the ivory rug like a wound. His hand trembled, eyes fixed on the man beside me, my husband. 15 minutes later, my mother turned pale. Her smile faltered. She kept looking at him like she was seeing a ghost from a crime she thought was buried. But it was too late. 35 minutes after the toast, my sister would be crying in the hallway, mascara streaked, asking him, "How could you not know?" But he knew, because he had taken his place. I was 24 when my mother told him to marry my sister. Her voice calm, controlled. I heard it through the door, her words slicing into my ribs like cold metal. She's stronger than her, better for you, more durable. I was the her, and he didn't argue. By the end of that week, my texts went unanswered. My calls dropped to silence. I watched my boyfriend, my best friend, walk into our family home holding my sister's hand. My mother stood behind them, triumphant. They announced the engagement on my birthday. I left that same night. Pain makes some people small. It made me sharp. I disappeared from their lives, but I didn't vanish. I moved 3 cities away, started over with a job no one thought I'd keep, in a place no one thought I'd survive. Turns out, I'm quite good at proving people wrong. I worked late, learned fast, and kept my circle clean. I turned my heartbreak into fuel. I stopped calling, stopped explaining, and I watched them from a distance. Quietly, carefully. 3 years passed. When I reappeared, it was in a skyline view penthouse. My name on the building. My initials on the wine glasses. I invited them all to my gala. A reunion, I said, for family, for old friends, a celebration. They accepted, of course. Greedy people always show up when they think there's more to take. He saw my husband first and froze. I watched his jaw lock, eyes flicker. He reached for the nearest table like the room had shifted under him. My mother followed his stare. Then she saw him. My husband, 6'1", composed, hands behind his back, smile polite, eyes steady. His name is Michael, but to them, he was a mirror they didn't expect to face. He was the man they tried to replace with cheaper parts. They didn't know we'd met years ago, that he'd once dated my sister, briefly, carelessly, that she broke him, and I rebuilt him. Not with flattery, not with manipulation, with truth, with patience, with silence. He was their discarded future, and my chosen present. I'd studied them for years, their habits, their tells, their weaknesses. My mother had built her kingdom with lies and cold dinners. My sister wore insecurity like perfume, loud enough to choke on. And him? He had power once, over me, but I took it back, inch by inch, year by year. The gala was phase 3. Phase 1 was marrying Michael without an announcement. Quiet, clean, no social media. Only private records, sealed tightly. Phase 2 was inviting them when the press release dropped. CEO marries mysterious power broker husband after secret engagement. And then letting them see him. Together, in love, in their dream life. When I took the mic, the room quieted. I raised a toast to growth and the kind of pain that makes diamonds. I didn't look at them. I didn't have to. Michael leaned over and kissed my cheek. He whispered, "She's crying in the hallway." I smiled. She always hated losing. My mother cornered me near the balcony. "You married him to get back at us." "No," I said, calm as winter. "I married him because he was worth saving." Her eyes narrowed. "You think this makes you better?" "No," I said. "It just makes me free." She flinched, because deep down she knew she couldn't control me anymore. And what scared her most wasn't the revenge. It was the fact that I didn't need her approval to win. The final blow came as they left. Michael handed him an envelope. No words, just a sealed letter, heavy with truth. Inside, photos of what he did. Messages from when he cheated with both of them before the engagement. Screenshots of her texts to my mother, and one sentence, in my handwriting: "You didn't lose me. You gave me away." And he saw what you never could. My mother didn't come to the next event. My sister moved to another city 6 months later, quietly, alone. And him? Well, he sent an apology. I never opened it. Because the thing about betrayal is, once you survive it, you stop fearing it. You learn to smile without letting them see your teeth. You learn that revenge doesn't have to be loud. It just has to be final. And mine was perfect. Because I didn't just take back my life. I replaced their dreams with my reality and watched them choke on the silence.